Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming. Welcome, everybody, to Astral Drive. I believe this is actually episode 10, so we're going to have to correct that title later. I'm not sure. I want to double check before I do any corrections, but yeah. Episode 10, or 9, one of the two, of Astral Drive. We are back once again. Very excited. So, but I'm not alone. With me, above my head, playing Gerald Abrego, Arthur Davis. I said Arthur, I meant Aether. My bad. My brain's not working, ladies and gentlemen. Just prepare for that. Next to him, in the middle, our Build Master General, Phil Billy 330, playing Nella Stonehand.
What's up, old man fam?
And then, last but certainly not least, our unofficial partner in TTRPG business, and that is Wizard's Respite Ash playing Alfred Whitecastle.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, so where we left off, the missionary one was properly blessed. Taya Volk got her tour of the prototype ship before it was dispatched on its mission. Its mission is to go to Axiom. Due to its size and its cloaking technology, it is to land in a small kind of thicket in the mountains. It is the only ship in the Hearth Collective Armada that can do so, which will allow the group, our trio of heroes up there, including their new doctor, Kelly Kalins, our doctor who was helping Gerald with the big wound to the chest, has healed and is now the ship doctor. Hobb, Big Man Hobb, who helped retech the command center, is now the mechanic of the missionary one. Then Rex Stonetooth, the stout, who was working undercover with the Dead Seas barbarians when the attack came and ended up with the group and basically their way in. And then Heath Welker, a very mysterious right-hand man for Taya Volk, with stealth-based skills and a knowledge of the area. Did I miss any? Oh, wait, I did miss a big thing. The other thing we found out is that there is something going on with Nella Stonehand. Something going on that everybody's... The lovely Thatch left out. Nella's found out about it. Kind of disowned that friendship. After Taya Volk was also found out to be part of it. We still don't quite know what it is. And Thaddeus will not come clean on what's going on with Nellis. That being said, he did take Alfred Whitecastle aside and have a conversation with him about Nellis that nobody is privy to. And other than that, Thatch also backed out of the mission due to the fact that he is concerned and feels trapped with the Nellis situation. Did I miss anything?
Nope. I got myself a book that I'm reading for the hour that we have left on the journey.
Right. And that book was given...
What's that?
The book was given to Alfred to give to you from Thatch, right?
Yeah, from Thaddeus. And then Gerald found some... What was it? A picture with his mother and father?
No. His mother, the Arma, with the missionary guy above him.
Oh yeah.
Head breather. It's an awkward day.
With many bad connotations there. So that being said, let's start with Nellis. Nellis, you're in the room with your book.
Yeah. Good thing I can read a little bit.
Well, and this is like kind of ancient text almost, so it's hard for you. Like you've studied up a little bit of it on it due to your curiosity about Axiom and all things, why you can cast magic with nose blood, all that fun stuff,
Yeah.
And the fact that you're an orc. So go ahead and give me a knowledge roll with intelligence, and the difficulty will be 10.
5 total.
You're having
So,
you're having a very hard time reading this book. Like a very hard time reading this book. Like you're getting words here and there. You can definitely get through it, but unfortunately an hour is just not going to be enough time for you to like really glean any good information from it. You do realize that this book is specifically speaking about demon touched, the phenomenon from Axiom, which we did kind of touch on that last time. That is believed that Noah Stonehan is demon touched, where basically a demon has been reincarnated in his soul. A demon that had crossed over into another soul, then died, got into our like whatever life force pool, and ended up getting reincarnated in Nellis. That's kind of how the demon touch worked. With that being said, other than that, you don't really glean any information from the book, and you really spend time like you're like really trying to get it. You got like a decoder ring out and all sorts of stuff, just really trying to like figure out what's going on. But it is very hard, very old Axiom language, which is good. It's definitely going to be more factual to the magic, you know what I mean? It's not diluted. It feels like it's from the source, but at the same time, it's going to take a very long time to figure out what the fuck it says.
yeah.
So we will quickly switch over to Gerald Abrego. Gerald, your picture.
Was there any who it was from, or is it just blank from the message?
From the message?
Yeah, the message you said it was thrown on my church communications, but is there just any identity attached, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's like an address, but like it's not a real thing. It's like, you know, like gov.biz.org. Give me a
Yeah.
if you want to attempt to backtrack it. Let me just I mean, would you attempt to backtrack? I keep forgetting. I gotta let you guys call the roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, here's what you're gonna need to try and make a roll for. I went too far on this document. What the hell are computers? Is it perception or intelligence?
Thought it was intelligence, but I could be wrong.
I think it might just be mechanics, honestly.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, it's mechanics. So go ahead and roll mechanics and intelligence. Your difficulty on this is going to be a 15.
I rolled 16.
Well, interesting. Take a momentum. You are able to track it back to its point of origin. Its point of origin is definitely on Genesis. It is coming from a church server. It is not coming from... so the guy that... Your boss is Tobias, I believe? Tobias Pelton?
Yep, Tobias Pelton.
Alright, it's not coming from Tobias Pelton, obviously. I don't think Tobias Pelton would send you a picture like that. But it's definitely coming from the email, or the mail. The transaction was sent from Genesis in his specific church. Church of Matthias. Main Church of Matthias. But as far as a name concerned, it's just like a public. Like, you still can't get a person out of it.
Ooh. That's still pretty big.
Yep.
And also very surprising. Just absolute brute force. Yeah, Joe's is just like flailing at his workstation, trying to put something together.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna say it takes you about an hour to get this information, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah,
So
easy.
So, Alfred, it takes you an hour to fly there. Do you monitor the thing the whole time once you're in the astral plane, or do you do anything for that hour?
Um, the astral plane. How dangerous is it for me to even leave this console? I'm sure I've
Not
flown it
not
before,
yeah,
but-
not that dangerous. It's much akin to warp drive.
Okay.
From any normal sci-fi thing. Just the difference is you're not folding space-time. You're passing through another plane of existence, basically, to get there faster. And actually, it's probably better not to stay there because the more exposure you have visually to the astral plane, the more potential you get to get the sclera.
Gotcha. The Scalera is making so much sense now, that name and everything.
We should have
So-
like a blast shield or something.
Well, it dulls it. There's like a coating on the front glass that kind of dulls the effect, but it's impossible to not stare into the void if you see the astral plane. It's just impossible to not. So whatever that effect is, slowly, it's kind of like radiation in a way. Like, you know what you can do to dull it, but you really can't keep it out anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it'll eventually get in, given a long enough timeline, sort of thing.
Whew. Okay, then if that's the case, then I'm definitely gonna leave the bridge for
Okay.
at least a portion of that hour.
All right.
I'm gonna go talk to Kelly.
Okay, very interesting. All right, Kelly is. Hold on. I'm sending a quick messenger message to you, Ash.
To pull up Messenger, but I can do that really quick.
Okay. So, you go to see Kelly. Are you trying to sneak up on her or just going to see her?
I'm just gonna try and go and see her.
All right. She's just working in. So the ship, like I said, this is a very small ship. This is like house-sized ship, basically. So there's just kind of like a small room, no bigger than like a kind of like a living room or a den. It's got one gurney. No, it's got two kind of beds next to each other, small like single gurney-sized beds, with enough space so that you could put two different people on there, and then the walls themselves are just lined with shelves of chemicals and different equipment for her to use for triage and trauma and stuff like that. You see her actually working at one of the counters to kind of the right side of the room, just messing with some poison. Well, not some poison, but some like chemicals, some medicines, stuff like that.
Dr. Kalins?
She turns. Oh, I'm sorry. I get really focused on what I'm doing. I tend to have blinders on. Yes, Captain. Sorry again.
What, if I may ask, are you doing at the moment?
Oh, I'm putting together some special medicines. I actually have done a lot of studies in herbs and homeopathic herbs and homeopathic treatment forms. So I like to prepare them after I get in because the Hearth Collective doesn't necessarily stock them, but they do stock the items required to just kind of mix them together, and they're really good in the field for antiseptic, antibiotics, that sort of thing. So just
So-
preparing for a harsh medieval world that we're about to walk into.
Are you planning on joining the party? The expedition once we leave the ship, or were you planning on staying with the ship?
Well, I figured you'd need my expertise, being that you are going into a combat mission. I mean, I don't expect to go skulking around the Dead Seas. I don't expect to go skulking around fighting any hubs, but I think you might be of use of a doctor in there.
I do take your point, and that was something that I considered. Also, your relationship with Mr. Abrego. But I have to ask, were you not nearly cut in two just the other day?
She's like, yes, I was hurt very, very badly. Thankfully, the wound was not as deep. It was much more... It appeared much more bad than it was. I've been able to recover relatively fast. But I thank you for your concern, Captain.
I'd like to roll a awareness check to see if she's BSing me.
All right, let's go ahead and do contested manipulation rolls.
All right. Got a 16.
What am I going to roll for her? 11. She is BSing you. You felt like that was a pretty rough wound, and for her to be cleared this fast is pretty amazing, honestly. And she doesn't seem to be being super honest with you about the wound.
I know that the Hearth Collective doesn't require doctors to carry sidearms. Do you intend to carry any arms when we depart the ship? Do you have any in hand?
I find my mind is a very useful tool, especially in situations like this. I was caught a little off guard in the situation with the cooks. But, that being said, I think I can stay out of trouble. Again, if you don't want me on the mission, I can stay behind, but no offense, I have seen all of the files on all of you and everything that went down on that ship, and I feel like you're all magnets for wounds, and you might need a doctor in the field.
Of course, Doctor. Having you along is something that would be useful, especially if, as you say, one of our more magnetic qualities tends to present itself. I'm just trying to gauge the skill sets, the positions my people are going to be in. I understand, like I said, most doctors don't carry weapons on Hearth expeditions such as this. You did seem to handle yourself fairly well and with confidence. Do you have martial skills at all?
I have some martial and unarmed abilities.
Before she even finishes sentences, I throw a punch at her, but stop with the intention of basically making her flinch.
I was about to say, man, are you just trying to punch all
Just
the
punching
NPCs
everybody.
in this fucking
No,
game?
I'm just like trying to get that jab in there real quick and watch to see her reaction.
Wiz is like, bam, that's two. Where's Harris Marker? I'm gonna punch that dude. Hobbs, get over here. I'm gonna punch you in the
NPCs
face.
Can I just randomly punch?
Okay. You know what? We're gonna do. I like that. I'm gonna make a couple of rolls here. You go ahead and make me basically an attack roll. Okay.
Okay. And this would just be force. I don't really have any skill for unarmed combat, just my blades.
Yeah.
And so force would be +3, so that's going to be a 16. +3.
Okay. All right. I'm going to make a couple of rolls here. Give me 1 second. Interesting. Okay.
She put you in a headlock.
Yeah, that's basically it. So you go for a quick punch, like out of nowhere. When you punch, she sidesteps it and she puts she puts a scalpel under your arm, just like right into your arm. Actually, hold on. She's gonna. Let me see if she can't actually. Okay. Yeah, she brings the scalpel up because you're kind of like pulling it, so you're not ready to like dodge a counterattack. So not only does she expertly dodge your punch, but she puts the scalpel right into the back of your hand, like as it dodges, just forcing you to grunt slightly. You see, she immediately catches. She's like, "Oh my God, Captain! I'm so sorry. I didn't think you were gonna try to punch me."
I literally, Alfred literally starts laughing, and holds his hand. He walks over as he's starting, and he'll go and walk over to where he would find a bandage or something, bandages, as he starts laughing and just says, "I just needed to make sure that I wasn't bringing somebody to their death."
Go ahead and give me a awareness perception check. It will be a contested roll.
Oh, that's a 20. Dirty 20.
Oh, what's your total though? This is gonna matter.
What do you mean?
20.
Oh,
No,
dirty
it's
20?
a dirty 20, not a natural 20. Yeah.
Oh,
dirty
sorry,
20.
my bad. Okay. All right, you go and you get your bandage. No knowledge revealed.
Okay. You're awfully quick with that scalpel. Maybe you're not going out there armed after all. Unarmed after all.
It's like I said, I don't necessarily plan to go with you into the Dead Seas, but you might help me. You might need my help in the steppes, and I can also identify very useful items that no one else on your field team will be able to when you're in the buying process and outfitting.
Of course, I'm happy to have your skills with us. But if the last couple of days have taught us anything, it's that you can never count on being safe. We can't count that. I needed to make sure that I wasn't going to take anybody in there that's going to die. Every one of my crew is coming back with me.
I need you to make a manipulation charisma check, not based on what you said.
Not based or...
Yeah, not based on what you said. Like just
Okay.
a manipulation charisma on something else.
Oh, I rolled terrible on that one. That would be a 6.
Okay. She goes, of course. I'd expect nothing less. Nothing less at all.
I don't know if it makes any difference. I was actually trying to tell the truth on that one. That isn't
No. Like I said, not based on what you said. Okay.
Okay.
But as you start to walk out of the room, she actually goes, I find something very interesting about you.
Oh? And what might that be?
Your speed and your pain tolerance. I noticed it right here just now. I mean, I'm no expert fighter or anything, but your punch was not only incredibly fast, but you stopped it with incredible accuracy. And when I put a 4-inch scalpel into your hand, you barely winced. I've seen very few humans, especially those trained as pilots, that can do that.
I had a life before becoming a pilot with the Hearth Collective, Doctor. It was not an easy one.
She's like, I'm sure it wasn't, although I'm positive it was interesting.
Well, perhaps when we touch down, we'll find someplace to grab a drink and discuss it more.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I also offer a charming smile.
Okay. She deadpan looks at you and goes, I don't drink. And there's something about this last part of this conversation that puts you incredibly anxious.
Understood.
Okay, so it's been about an hour. You're getting an alarm. You need to head back and you need to land the ship.
All right.
Fun. Everybody's lying. This is the lying simulator. That's what it should be. Lying Simulator 2023. We have more rolls on manipulation than any other
I know.
stat in the fucking game. All right.
This is such a fun roleplay game.
I don't know. I think the next game we do, it should just be like a political game. Because I feel like that's what we're doing. Just everybody's holding guns. All right. So you head up to the front. You're definitely breaking atmosphere. You are able to engage the cloaking device. However, of course, the place where you are landing has a vicious snowstorm going on right now. So you're going to have to put down through that. We're going to need a navigation check with agility. And you're going to need at least a 15 to not have issues here.
And I can use my pilot skill.
Your pilot skill should be navigation. There is no pilot skill.
Gotcha.
If you still have a skill on your character sheet that says pilot, then we have done something terribly wrong statistically, and we need to rework your shit.
No, yeah, I just didn't change it over.
Okay.
Okay, agility. Okay, actually a 21.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
you hit the cloaking device. You don't even tell people to strap in. You just fucking sail down in through the atmosphere. You come in, you can see the cloud coverage over the mountains. Like you see, like the curvature of the Earth vision. You can see the mountains, the heavy mountains of the Northlands. But as you get in closer, the cloud coverage just explodes into your face, and all of a sudden you're in the snow. As you kind of come through the snow, you get a little nervous for only a second. But then again, you remember that you have had much experience with this. Much experience with flying. This is not the first snowstorm you've flown through. This is not the first lightning storm or rainstorm or any other type of storm that you've flown through. You fly through everything. So the snowstorm is nothing. You're able to navigate it relatively easily. You click a couple of buttons so that you can use kind of an infrared, not an infrared, but like kind of a night vision toggle, and you're able to use the curvature to sci-fi your way without vision. You end up breaking the cloud coverage and coming in low, just next to a couple of mountains, and the peaks are just jutting up around you. It almost feels like you've flown into a giant monster's maw, ready to close and swallow you forever. And it definitely gives you that feeling as you guys are about to touch down on this planet. There is some bumps. There is some turbulence, obviously, as you're flying through snow, which everybody would feel. But you find the clearing, this kind of like dead. Basically, what it is it's almost like a lake bed that the water has just kind of run out of, just between these like different peaks of the mountain. And I just want to make this very clear: you are not in any way, shape, or form on flat ground. There are just mountains upon mountains upon mountains, and ground that has formed in between the mountains. And that's where you guys are. So you literally put down between like 4 different sizing mountains. And yeah, you land. You're there. You've arrived. You kind of open the front view. Ugh, man, I cannot talk today. I'm sorry, guys. The windshield, I guess. I don't know what the fuck you call it. But you open it and you basically are able to see the different mountains. One of the huge mountain that just like spikes up in front of you guys, like the base of the mountain starts maybe 1,000 feet from where you parked the ship, but it goes up like 100 feet or so. That one is definitely the one that belongs to the Dead Sea. And way up at the top, probably possibly even above the storm, is where the Dead Sea City will be. However, the steps is a different way. It is a 2-mile hike up through the forest, kind of off to the side to a second mountain, a smaller mountain that kind of connects to the Dead Sea Mountain, and also starts the intricate work of caves that allows you to climb up to the Dead Seas. Hopes everybody likes stairs.
We have arrived. Let's please, everybody meets me in the. Does this ship have like a dining hall or something? Or a communal area?
Yeah, there's definitely a communal area. It's just small. It's like a studio apartment's kitchen, basically, with like a table big enough for you guys to sit around. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's probably a fridge there and some like pantry stuff. It's not like there's a kitchen, but like you're remember, it's just a house. You know what I mean? So
Like
Yeah.
the galley of a boat, kind of.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But there's definitely a
okay.
place for you guys to meet.
Please meet in the communal area. And I'll get up and start moving in that direction.
All right. Does everybody meet in the communal area?
Yeah, I'd head on down and be like, that was a pretty smooth landing there, Alfred. Nice work.
It wasn't my first, or 101st. Thank you.
I know your skills in many things continue to impress.
Thank you. And is everybody there at this point?
Yeah, everybody comes in. As they come in, though, you see Kelly is actually the first person in the kitchen. I'm gonna say you three arrive just after Hob, who's just kind of sitting there. Kelly's working on something in the kitchen, and then who the other? Oh, and Rex and Welker are right after you guys. They kind of come in, actually looking the part, feeling kind of out of place with you guys in their barbarian attire. They come in and sit at the table, basically.
Okay. We've landed, and you may not be able to tell from inside the ship, but there's a severe snowstorm going on outside of the vessel the surrounding areas.
Rex and
need
Hearth
to-
immediately start to laugh, kind of giggle to themselves.
Is there something amusing?
Rex puts up his hands. Oh man, sorry, Punchy McGee, but it's the Northlands, man. There's always a snowstorm going up here. Always, literally always.
That's good to know. So there's no point in waiting too long before we traverse outward.
Hearth actually says, they ebb and flow up here. And you notice he kind of has this like kind of grungy a voice, and he actually has like a small scar on his throat where you see probably some damage was done there. And that's what it sounds like when he speaks with his larynx. There, we should wait. There's an ebb and flow to them, probably about 5-10 minutes. It'll slow up, and then it'll start to clear a little bit. We should get at least a half an hour to 40 minutes of walking time.
Is everybody ready to go? The pack's ready? Their gear ready?
Ready as thou ever be here.
Knowledge? Intelligence roll?
For what?
I am thinking about... Oh, yep. No idea. let's just try to see if Gerald had any thoughts about the ship or anything securing it or his planning. No. And no thoughts had empty. He's very distracted by the previous things.
Kelly walks over. She puts cup down in front of all of you guys and goes, I'm sorry, I hope you don't mind, but I have kind of a tradition. I'm not usually a superstitious type, but whenever I do a first mission or I go on a flight, it's just part of my culture. We all drink tea together. I hope you guys are okay with that. I make really good tea. And then she... Sorry, go ahead.
What kind of tea is this?
Truth serum.
It's just like, no, nothing so macabre. It's just chamomile. It wouldn't be chamomile. It'd be something foreign in science fiction since they're in another universe. But I'm tired, so it's chamomile. They have chamomile in the heart system.
It's just pronounced chamomile. It's fine.
It's canon now. We could always pronounce it some weird version of chamomile, like it's Ka-me-meal.
Just add a couple of apostrophes. Fine.
That's the Klingon way. It's just, or the Orc way. Just a couple of apostrophes, and you're good to go. She goes, it's just chamomile.
Gerald's just gonna drink it. He needs to calm his nerves anyway.
All right. She pours it all. Gerald drinks it. Kelly drinks
go ahead
some.
and drink it as well.
I wouldn't refuse it.
Rex drinks, and Hearth drinks. At this point, Rex, when he puts it down, he goes, should say something here, though. As covered as we are, and this is a nice part of the mountain where we don't get noticed much, raiders frequent places, and if they come upon the ship, they're going to take it apart. And Hob chimes in and just goes, whoa. I thought we had the, Mr. Big God over here. The ship can't start if he's not on the thing. Isn't that right?
They'll take it apart for scraps, Hobbs.
Oh, that's yeah. I don't. That's kind of unrelated.
Hobbs like, they can't take it apart for scraps. I mean, if they could get inside, they could take some stuff out of here, but they don't have the technology in the Northlands to, like, totally do a teardown. Not in the amount of time it would take for us to get back. I mean, if you want to leave somebody behind to make sure, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying. Rex, go ahead.
Can I make if I have to make a roll, that's fine, but I want to, I have an idea, seeing as how we're in a snowstorm.
Okay.
If we could somehow, since it's not too large of a ship, I don't know if we have anything like this, but if you could, like, tarp the ship, it would become almost somewhat camouflaged, as snow.
Via the snow.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want you to give me a roll just so that you can potentially get a momentum out of it. So just go ahead and give me a mechanics. We're gonna say mechanics perception check.
Okay.
Oh, did I get a momentum for analyzing Kelly?
Difficulty's 5 because you kind of explained it. If you succeeded, Alfred, you got it. If it was a roll you initiated that you succeeded, you definitely got a momentum out of it.
15 on that one, so.
All right, so you'll take a momentum on that too, Phil. You kind of pitched that to him, and I was like, not a bad idea, cowboy. I think we got some tarps in the back. Probably won't cover the whole ship, but it'll give a decent amount of camouflage. I can work on that real quick. Take me a little bit to set up, and we'll have to wait for the winds to slightly die down before I can go up there.
I was actually thinking, Hobbs, it might not be bad for you to stay with the ship. Does this vessel have any points to target defenses in case anybody comes nearby, or is...
I'm sorry. Say that again?
Does this vessel have any defenses in case anybody comes by trying to cause trouble?
He's like, well, you're not going to be once Abrego leaves the ship and gets a far enough way around, I'll shut the doors and it'll lock. Like, there's a safety hatch, there's a manual override from the inside that'll allow me to get out, but it won't allow anybody to get in. So unless they bring some pretty powerful blowtorches, they're not coming in.
All right. I would like you to stay here. If somebody does come, we would need to know that the ship is being attacked, and we can return at that point.
He puts up his hands. He's like, hey, I'm happy to work on the ship and miss the action for once. No problem. Oh, Abrego rose his hand.
Mr. Abrego?
Ooh, we didn't
You're
him
muted
say
or
that,
something.
yeah.
Brian, we couldn't hear you.
We couldn't hear you, man.
Eh,
There you go. Now we can hear you.
there we go. Yes, I would very much like to stay on the ship too.
Rex actually
Right.
steps in and goes, no can do. He's the money, right?
Well, as our guide has said, we're going to need your skill sets with us. It's for the best that you attend the mission.
Hearth Oh, go ahead. Hearth actually goes, I don't know if he should come with us into the Dead Seas, but like Rex said, we're definitely going to need you, Abrego, to do the negotiating once we get to the steps.
Well, I guess if you insist, it'll be safe. It's fine.
Of course.
It's
Look
fine.
at who you have with us. We all faced terrible odds on the ship, but came out alive. We'll be fine. We're just going to be traveling to talk to a few merchants. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was, riskier the road, the better, the greater the profit. It can't happen twice, right? Would be ridiculous.
That's the spirit.
Rex actually laughs and goes, yeah, I mean, it can happen twice if you fly to the thing that came after you the first time. And then actually Welker, like, elbows him and goes, come on, man.
Anyways, I would like to make one thing clear to everybody on the ship and going on the expedition. Everyone comes back alive. There will be moments of danger out there, but we leave no one behind, and we lose no one. This mission is about intelligence, and if possible, destroying another threat to the galaxy, to the Hearth system. But
sure
we're
hope.
not going to lose anyone on this mission.
I would look at you and be like, I really do like your confidence. You almost sound like you believe your words.
It's not about belief. It's about making a decision. Well, you can believe what you want. I am choosing to not let anyone on my crew die. And I expect everyone to choose to live every moment of this mission and to return to this ship so we can get off this planet.
You hear a click right next to your head, and you turn, and there's Pickles is looking at you with kind of this look like, even me?
Yes, even you.
Well,
I'm gonna try to give Pickles a pet.
Okay, charisma. Let's.
Oh,
We're gonna do
How many
charisma
hand
animal.
wounds can you
Yeah,
receive
there's
in one day?
there is an animal
I know.
skill. If you don't have it,
I
it's
don't have it.
gonna be charisma, and yeah.
you want me to roll something for Pickles since I have his stats?
I think we're just gonna make it extremely difficult for him. We're gonna say a 15 for him to be able to
Okay.
pet Pickles, because Pickles is a solo operator. Pickles is an old soul.
Charisma. I actually just hit a 15 with my modifier.
All right, I'm gonna spend a momentum to make you re-roll that.
Well, you don't actually have to. Remember, he has to beat it anyways.
Wait, Zane, what's that?
Yeah, you do. You have to beat the number.
A tie's not a win in this system.
Oh, okay.
Here's how we'll do it.
it. Okay, yeah.
Here's how we're gonna do it. You're gonna reach out to pet him. He's gonna like look at it, and he's gonna like move his head slowly in, like he's gonna let you pet him. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna pet him. And then he's gonna be like, snap, 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 and just like you're gonna pull your hand back instinctively, and then almost like this, the raptor's gonna like kind of rear back and do this like noise, like. Kind of like, and the only thing you could possibly think it is laughter. There's no other way. Like, you didn't think that they could laugh at you, but you're pretty positive he just pulled a prank on you and is laughing. There's no other way to look at it. If a raptor laughed, that's what it would sound like. And
I'll
then,
look
like,
over to Nellis and be like, do
It's
they
all-
have a sense of humor?
Pickles here is not just any spikeback. He's Pickles. Of course he does. And I'm like, it's all right, buddy.
Rex is like, you need to put a bell on that thing. And Heath actually kind of is eyeing you very concerned. And he goes, where did you get that spike back?
Found him right on the risen. We became quick friends.
Now Rex looks a little bit concerned. He's like, wait a second. That thing wasn't a lifelong pet beforehand? You found that thing after the attack?
He wasn't my lifelong pet, but I do suspect that he did belong to somebody.
Heath goes, yes. He belonged to the Dead Seas.
Pickles belong to... Wait, they're native to Genesis.
Yeah, they are native to Genesis. It's gotta be Volker. He says that, and Rex kind of like nods at him and goes, yeah, Volker. That fucking slimy monster. It's gotta be his raptor.
Well, how did Volker treat his pet here?
Give me a real quick perception awareness check. As one character's secrets are revealed, we get to the bottom of Pickles finally.
What's my difficulty?
Difficulty is only going to be a 5 on this one.
I got 15 total.
Every time the word Volker is said, Pickles' head goes a little bit low, and he gets a little bit anxious.
Okay. And I noticed this.
Oh yeah, it's no doubt in your head.
I'm like, I think we'll be just fine, even if he does meet him. It's gonna be all right, bud.
Pickles nods at you and kind of walks over to get pet. And Rex shakes his head and goes, all right, you can get that thing in based on it. Volker, anytime they raid and they're able to pull animals from other places, they do, and they send them to Volker.
Well, shit. Who would have thought Mr. Abrego was the key to the ship, and Old Pickles was our key in.
Heath goes, yeah, Volker is a gargoyle. He's not even one of the Dead Seas. Guldraxon has some soft spot for him. He showed up a few years ago, and he helped him find the gauntlet. But he also... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Finish, and then I'll ask.
He goes, but yeah, it was his idea, his savage idea to train the animals, make them ferocious and psychotic, and then just drop them on ships. As much as it works, it is one of the most vile and frightening things that we've ever seen any of these raiders do. And it didn't even come from a Northlander. It came from one of those gargoyles.
So was this gargoyle you speak of possibly part of this echelon of the end that we learned about in our briefing from Volk?
Rex definitely nods. He's like, that's my suspicion. Been my suspicion from the beginning. I think Volker is definitely with the end.
Definitely sounds like some terrorist tactic to use pissed off animals to do your bidding.
Rex laughs. He's like, pissed off animals. Are you talking about the animals or are you talking about the Northlanders?
Take your pick, Rex.
Hearth goes, either way. If the raptor goes with you, if the spikeback goes with you, keep away from Volker.
Fair enough.
You're trained enough in animals, I can tell, to know that you might not have the control over him that his previous owner had.
You will see, he doesn't seem too happy when you mention that name, so I have a suspicion that Old Pickles may not have too much fondness of Volker.
Heath just continues and goes, yeah, it's not about fondness, it's about fear.
Maybe that's just what we need. A little revenge on Spikeback's part.
He decides to back down and just like, suit yourself, and just backs down. He understands that you're gonna go with Spikeback no matter what. All right. So at that point, what do you guys do?
I'm ready to set out if you guys.
All right.
I suppose we got a long walk. I would like to talk to Abrego about something on our walk.
All right. You guys set out. You all kind of like the ship opens. You set out. It is cold. You guys have kind of some warm gear from the Hearth Collective, but the Hearth Collective don't really go to the Northlands much, and they don't really operate in a lot of extreme cold places. So while you do have some cold protection, you're very much looking forward to getting to the steps and purchasing some actual like clothing from this area. Not because necessarily you want to be draped in animal skins, but because it will be warm. So you guys move through the snow, which is way higher than you expected. It's really just, it sucks. It's like moving through winter, like heavy winter. Rex and Heath have absolutely no problem with it. And Heath goes on ahead with your okay, Alfred, to scout, because he knows the terrain better, and make sure that you aren't walking in any traps or animal attacks or anything like that. And yeah, now let's you drop back with Gerald, who is just miserable. Just the most miserable right now that he could possibly be.
Like, hey, Mr. Abrego, I know we haven't shared too many words, but you look like you could think about something to get your mind off this, and I was curious with your... I don't know much about the the religious side of Genesis, but you seem pretty enthralled, and I was curious, what is your knowledge and teachings on ancient texts?
That's not particular. It's not exactly our branch's specialty. I just a little bit. Well,
Do you
anything but this would be fine.
do you happen to be studied on anything outside of Genesis itself? Maybe historical understandings, the way that the magics of the different systems work.
I don't know much outside of Genesis. This is all very new for me. I maybe it's not really. I think the other magic would probably be kind of blasphemous. I might know a little bit though about some of the older things on Genesis before things changed, but only stories.
That is unfortunate. I'm sure you will surprise me eventually with your skills of something. I appreciate.
Yeah, no. Right now it's not. It's very cold.
Yeah, it is very inclement compared to Genesis, that's for sure.
No, my people don't leave very much. It's very cold in space.
Well, we are on a planet. You do understand that, right?
Yeah, and it's also cold. This seems very consistent to me.
All right,
You'll be all right, big kid.
You guys trudge along. It takes a while. I want everybody to give me an endurance resolve check with a difficulty of 5.
Ooh, that's rough.
It is a skill.
Ooh, I got 6.
That skill I do not have.
I didn't think any of you had it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a relatively important skill if you want willpower.
Oh no, that's not.
That's not Gerald?
That's not Gerald's specialty at all. He did roll very well though. So
Okay. So what did everybody get?
24.
Jesus.
7.
6.
Jesus. 24.
All right, Gerald is actually dealing the best with this. You both
But
get
complaining the loudest.
Yeah, he's complaining the loudest, but like it's affecting you guys way more. Like the snow, the trudge up the mountain, and suddenly this like feeling of dread starts to steep in. Like we don't know anything about this. We've never been here. We don't know what we're doing, and now we're in a snowstorm, trudging hopefully to a city on a mountain. This could all be a trap. It could all be a trick to steal the Missionary One. And honestly, Nellis, even more so, there is this like impending like feeling of like now that you're finally here on the planet, you're finally going to find out the answers that you've been seeking, and all of a sudden you're like, do I really want to know any of this? Like with everything that's happened, like, is this really worth this? However, you guys do pass, so you soldier on. Those things are in you. You're a little frustrated, but you're like, no, we got to keep doing this. We got to truck on without any negatives or minuses. And before long, you guys arrive at the steps, which actually is short for the steps to the tooth at the mouth of the world. It is a really cool city right off the bat. And this is as the kind of snow clears. It's kind of morning here, so like the sun's kind of coming up over the mountains and bathes everything in this orange glow. And they have basically carved these huge steps out of the side of this mountain. Like massive steps that would be the size of like city blocks, but like think longer instead of like a square or a block. It would be like a long rectangular stair. So it almost looks like like Godzilla would walk up these stairs to walk up the mountain. That's what it looks like. And you have like 5 or 6 of them leading up to like what seems to be like cavern entrances up at the top into the side of the mountain. And each one of these steps has like buildings on it, shops, marketplaces, residential areas, all sorts of stuff just packed into the steps. And even farmland. Like there's one step that's cordoned off, and you can see that there would be crops growing if there wasn't heavy winter going on right now. So actually at this point Rex like kind of points it out and goes, "Welcome to the steps. You guys are gonna stick out like a sore thumb, so how about you wait here? Abrego can come with me, and we can go talk to some people about getting you guys some clothes before you come in. Because even though the steps is independent, there are plenty of Dead Sea guys walking around in there that if they see you guys, they're going to report back to Gull, and they're going to know we're coming."
Oh, then maybe we shouldn't have worn these very bright Hearth Collective jackets.
Yeah, well, Hearth Collective and uniforms and all that crap. But Abrego, you want to come with me?
Is it warm?
It's warmer than it is here.
Yes.
All right. He looks at Alfred and goes, "Is that all right with you?"
It's good thinking. Yeah, go ahead. Can I give him some kind of a check, like an awareness check, to see if there's like something suspicious going on, like if he's
You most
sort of,
certainly
like,
can.
side-eyeing?
You're welcome to. You're welcome to. Go for it.
Would it be
I mean,
just
I'll
awareness
even
perception?
allow you to do a cold read if you want to see if he was telling the truth about the plan.
Okay, yeah, I'll use a cold read token.
He is telling the truth about the plan. He seems very sincere in the mission. And even though Rex probably doesn't like you very much, he seems very like loyal to the ADF and Axiom.
Okay. Yes, that's a very wise plan. We'll be here.
All right. So Abrego, he takes you kind of up the stairs, and sure enough, it is warmer because the stairs are cut out on the side of the mountain, slightly above the tree line. So the sun just kind of like beats down on them, which is probably how they're able to get like the crops going a little bit. You can actually see as you kind of start to pass the steps themselves, because basically there's large like steps, of course, but step-like things put on the sides of the steps, the big steps, so that you can kind of walk up to whatever district you need to be into. Especially, there's also like different kind of like roads and some pulley systems to get you to the different steps. What's interesting as you pass them is the farming one, which is the lowest one, actually is kind of built at an angle so that like extra water and snow would probably slide off of it, the side of it, without necessarily taking all the crops and dirt with it. Almost made kind of like a gutter system, so to speak. But it would still get plenty of water. And then since it's above the tree line, you get a lot of sun beating down on it, which is kind of interesting. Just like the Northlanders living in such an inhospitable place, finding a way to grow stuff. But you move up more into the market area. So you guys are, like I said, you're riding kind of like a pulley. I would say like an elevator pulley system almost that kind of goes up the side of the mountain next to the steps, if that makes sense. Like, you've played Streets of Rage games, right?
Oh, yeah.
any elevator in Streets of Rage game. You know what I mean? Because it's always somehow going at an angle like that. So you guys are riding up that with a bunch of other people. There's a lot of traders here in and out, and Rex is standing next to you. He goes, "You're a missionary, so they're gonna think you're just doing missionary work, or at least you're dressed like one."
Oh yeah, that's even now. There's I'm sure they would be very it would be good to bring them the word of Matthias.
Yeah, they're gonna love to hear the word of Matthias. In any case, they're gonna want to trade with you. You're gonna want to negotiate with them.
Better.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
His comfort zone.
Yeah, I was about to say, you get up to this kind of market, and Rex starts to take you through. He actually nods to some people. You can see he knows some people. A lot of people are eyeing you curiously. Some other people kind of look at you and kind of wave at you because they could tell that you're like an out-of-towner, that they don't see a lot of Arma in this area. And you end up finding your way to the marketplace. I do want you really quickly to give me an endurance conditioning check. Difficulty's 5.
I just get over that. 12.
Okay. You feel a little sick, like a little bit woozy. You kind of feel like maybe it's altitude poisoning. You're not sure. Genesis is pretty flat, but like, I don't know. You feel a little sick to your stomach, a little woozy.
No idea. Definitely going to be playing that off.
But you keep moving through. You end up walking over to a table. You see another stout there, and you notice that this is a mostly stout city. This stout doesn't have a beard. He's got short blonde hair. He looks younger. He looks over and he goes, "Ah, Stone Tooth, man, it's been a while. How are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm doing okay. He's like, "You still working for the Dead Seas up there?" He's like, Yeah, I am." He's like, "What are you doing with those guys? They're gonna get you killed. They're loons." Rex kind of looks at him and goes, Don't say that too loudly. You know they got ears down here." He's like, Yeah. They're not gonna come after us. We make all the money." It's like, "Are you with a missionary? Are you straight up a missionary in Matthias?" He's looking at you and talking to you now.
I was actually about to the
Tekken? You gonna kick him? You pulling Eddie Gordo on him?
This would be empathy to see if I can pick up on anything in their conversation.
Sure. Go for it. Let's do charisma.
Unless it's a 10 or lower, no.
Okay. They seem like friends. Or at least acquaintances.
Oh yes. I bring with me the light of Matthias, and his blessings, and with his blessings, I would like to purchase a worm coat.
He's like, "Oh, his blessings, huh? Well, I hate to tell you, as much as we love your people here, man, his blessings don't buy worm coats." He's like, "What exactly are you going to offer us in order to get these worm coats?" Rex is just kind of looking at you. Like, "What's the plan, Armadillo?"
Actually, I have quite a number of options based on the look of the coats here. I think I may require a few. They seem to be of acceptable quality. I think. You seem a reasonable man. I think you're a combination of payment in a variety of currencies as well as services would be acceptable.
All right, let's do a deal. What exactly are you looking for total? So let's boil it down to this. What is your character trying to acquire for the group?
He's going to first get himself a coat and appropriate equipment to as an opening bid before extending into coats for the rest of the group, which would be 6 if I count pickles.
Okay, so you're just going for coats?
I'm starting with the coats. We'll see what because I haven't gone through the full market yet.
All right, before we do anything, give me another endurance conditioning check. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm giving you the wrong check. Give me an endurance constitution check. And this difficulty will be 10.
Well, is it contested?
No, it's a difficulty of 10.
18.
Okay, all right. You get another rumbling in your stomach and another like kind of queasy feeling. But kind of you shake it off. And then yeah, let's do the merchant roll. I'm not going to give him one. Let's do... He's pretty good at what he does. So let's do a merchant roll. Merchant, charisma. And then just tell me what you get. We'll see how well you do.
That is 17.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you definitely acquire all coats from him at a very reasonable price. Without a problem. And he tells you to come back. He kind of sees that you're buying a bunch of coats for other people, and kind of looks at Rex, and Rex kind of shrugs, and he goes, well, when they're all dressed accordingly, bring them back to the store. I've got plenty of items they might be interested in. Like, that's how good you do. Like, he's not even going to rat you out or anything. You did your merchant stuff, man. Go ahead and take a momentum. So you and Rex start to carry the coats back to the group. You get to the elevator. I'm going to need you to make another endurance constitution check. This time it's a 15.
I'm actually rolling better on this. That's a 25?
I'm going to go ahead and spend a momentum to make you re-roll that. Got to start using them sometime.
Yep, I'm gonna... it's a, what, 15?
Yeah, 15.
Let's see, that's... I'm gonna spend 2 momentum to lower the difficulty by 4.
Okay, alright, I'll bring it down to an 11.
12.
Okay.
And then roll to regain. I do not regain.
Alright. You pass. You pass. Just barely. But you are feeling real queasy now. Like, real queasy, real sick.
How's Rex looking?
Rex looks fine. Unaffected. Doing good. Doing great.
He's just gonna tap Rex on the shoulder. Mr. Stonetooth, it's, I don't think this environment's very good for me. not feeling terribly well.
It's like, oh, you're having the mountain sickness, are you?
Oh, is that a thing?
Some people can't deal with the lack of air up here. You get used to it eventually.
Oh, is there like a local thing for that?
It's like, yeah, oh yeah. It happens to outsiders quite a bit. We're well above sea level. The air's a little bit thinner up here. Got to train your lungs to be used to it.
Oh, that's yeah, I don't we don't really go above sea level in Genesis.
Yeah, we have the problem with Jennison's a lot, honestly. I'm surprised your buddy Nellis isn't having the effects of it.
Oh, I hope he's well by the time we get back.
All right. You guys get back to everybody. You start handing out the coats. I'm going to make you do one more endurance check. Then we are going to call it a little bit early tonight, just so that everybody can
How's everyone else doing?
get some sleep. How's everybody else doing? Everybody else looks fine. Nobody seems to be really having the problems you're having.
So that is a 19?
You need a 20. So if you want to spend any magic, you need to spend it. Because if you needed an increasing 5 all the way up to 20.
I will spend another one to lower
Okay.
the difficulty.
All right.
And nope, still failed to regain. Dang.
All right. I'm going to spend a momentum to make you reroll that. The difficulty stays lowered by your ability, though.
Okay, that would be
18, I think. You have to hit a 19 or 20 total.
it's an 18. I will spend the other 2 to reroll.
Okay.
That's
all right.
enough.
Son of a bitch. All right.
21.
Okay.
I have spent every momentum I earned to date.
All right, you put on the coats, you get real queasy. Like, you're not feeling good. You kind of excuse yourself for a second. You go over behind a tree, and you harf for a second. Somehow, you start to feel better after that. You're not exactly sure what the problem was, but you definitely start to feel better after you vomit. We're going to call it there, guys. I'm not going to hand out experience points this time because it was a shorter session. We'll do a joint experience one after the next one. So we're going to wrap it up here. Aether, anything you want to plug, man?
I would, but I'm probably going to be playing Starfield for the next month.
Maybe. We'll see if it's good. I'm not convinced yet.
Update. I expect to have every Bethesda-ism. I look forward to 80 hours of ignoring the main side quest, seeing frozen expressions in dialogue scenes,
There you go.
defending outposts. I'm here for this.
Well, we'll see how the reviews come out tomorrow. Bethesda needs a win after Redfall, and I played Redfall,
I'm
and that was a
pessimistic.
nightmare.
But I expect there to be very hilarious mods by the end of the weekend.
That's true. I wish it wasn't so goddamn big, man. Jesus Christ. 140 gigs, and you need a 5700. I don't even know if my computer's going to run it, which is insane.
Try.
Yeah, I'm going to try, definitely. Okay, so, Philbilly, anything you want to plug there, man?
Not too much. Gonna hopefully try to get back into some BG3 here shortly. I was really enjoying that game, just got some stuff going on, so as soon as I get back into that, hopefully you guys can join, and then obviously make sure to check out this coming month's TMNT. In Strangeness, I believe we will have a new player joining.
Yes, we do have a new
Nice.
player joining. Wizard, anything you want to jump in on?
Yeah, so we got a Sanctorum coming out on Friday. Super excited about that. It is our first interview. Zach and I talked to Steph C from TTRPG Kids, and we get a we have a great conversation. It's a really fun interview. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one dropping.
It was a really fun interview. She's really interesting. They're really interesting, and it was really fun. Awesome podcast, honestly.
Yeah, that was a blast.
As far as me, I would like to plug tomorrow. I am doing a special gaming stream. I know I don't usually plug my gaming streams on the TTRPG stuff and vice versa, but tomorrow I am doing a video game stream with my daughter, Stella, at 7 p.m. We are streaming the new DLC for TMNT Shredder's Revenge that comes out tomorrow with the survival mode and Karai and Usagi Yojimbo. I'm very excited to do it with her. She's really excited. It's gonna be a blast. So if you want, stop in and say hi. It will literally make Stella's day to just type hi into the text bar, because she's constantly at me to let her be a YouTuber, and I won't do it. This is the close I'll let her do. So I'm very excited about that. On the TTRPG front, I'm super excited for TMNT this month. We do have a new player. Jackie will be joining us. She was just too into it not to let her give it a try. And her character is a sparrow that is also a trucker. It's gonna be fun, guys. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So really excited about that. That will be on the 7th of September. Right? 7th? 7th,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the 7th.
Thursday the 7th. And yeah. Other than that, check out everything we have to offer. We have gaming. We have TTRPG stuff all over the place. You can also contact us at Facebook at OldManGamingDH, on Twitter at OldManGaming9. Or I'm sorry, at X, formerly known as Twitter, at OldManGaming9. You can also join us. You can also join our Discord. The link's in the description below. Influence us in all of our shows from there. Check out Wizards Respite on wizardsrespite.com. And then, as usual, as long as you keep watching and listening, we'll keep making it. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks for episode 10 or 11. I don't know. One of the two.
All right. Night.
Later, guys.
Later, guys.